Hi. Plot twist. The majority of my pain now is not coming from my broken ankle, but from the leg muscles around it that are beginning to atrophy. But that's not actually what I want to talk about today. What I want to talk about goes all the way back to when I was in grad school, and I was in a class called Classical Film Theory. And the professor asked each of us to bring in a clip from a movie that we thought was an essentially cinematic moment. Now, I love a visual joke where the punchline is based on something that has been concealed and then revealed in a way that only cinema can do. Because of all of the arts that occupy both time and space, a film director is the only artist who can control exactly what his viewer sees, or her viewer, but let's be real, more often than not. Sorry. A film director is the only artist who can control what their viewer sees and when, whether it's via framing or camera movement or editing or composition within the frame. So I'm going to go ahead and show you the clip that I showed to the class. It is from the 1978 film Up in Smoke. And yeah, it's a great conceal and reveal sight gag. Take a look.
Say, Daisy Lou, would you like to hear a little tune? Kinda.
Okay, I will admit to you that the main reason I chose this clip is because it is my life's work to formally analyze so-called lowbrow movies in academic settings. But if I'm being real with you, my true favorite conceal and reveal sight gag comes from a 1948 film called Easter Parade. And the premise here is that Fred Astaire is giving Judy Garland a makeover to turn her into a star dancer and basically just a hot commodity in general. So take a look.
Now don't get mad. This is business. A girl dancer has to be exotic. She has to be a peach.
I suppose I'm a lemon.
No, here's what I mean. Now, when you walk down the street alone, do men try to catch your eye?
Of course they do.
Do they turn around and look at you?
I don't know. I never turn around and look at them.
Here, give me those.
Huh?
You go ahead. I want to try something.
Huh?
Just walk on ahead. I want to see.
Thank you.
An interesting aspect of both of the scenes I already showed you is that they're both based on actual events from the story world. And in both cases, you experience them at least partially alongside with a character who has the same misunderstanding about the situation that you do. Like, Cheech is also surprised to learn that he's peeing into a laundry hamper instead of a toilet. And Fred Astaire is also surprised to see that Judy Garland is getting so much male attention. But sometimes the basis for these visual sight gags can be something that isn't at all instilled in the actual story world. It's only created in the presentation of the movie for the viewer's benefit alone. So here's an example of something like that, and it's the very first shot of Buster Keaton's Cops. I want to say 1922. Now, here's a very similar example from the very next year. This time it's Harold Lloyd in Safety Last. So you see how Harold Lloyd kind of one-ups Buster's gag, because he can bet the viewer will now be expecting something like the original, prison cell bars gag that they already saw, so he adds a further twist, but it still ends up all being a sight gag. And in both of these clips, the punchline is revealed through completely cinematic means, through a 180-degree flip of the camera, which is usually something that's thought of as a no-no in classical continuity editing because it's considered too jarring for the viewer's comprehension of the space. But in this case, their comprehension is supposed to be jarred. So let's take a look at a sight gag from Chaplin that slightly preceded both of these Buster and Harold Lloyd bits. So that was from a movie called The Idle Class, and what you'll notice is that the punchline is not revealed through cinematic means, whereas the Keaton and Lloyd bits were revealed with a cut. In this case, it's much more about Chaplin's physical performance, and the gag isn't revealed until he physically turns around. So you could argue that you could accomplish this with live theater, but there is one little thing here that makes the joke purely cinematic, and that's the lack of sound. The fact that you don't hear the telltale signs of the martini shaker allows this joke to work. And in 1921, the lack of sound was just one more way in which cinematic space was divorced from the world of reality.